The temple had always been quiet, not silent, but reverent. There was a difference. Silence felt empty. Reverence felt watched. Elira had grown up beneath ceilings painted with saints and saviors, beneath chandeliers shaped like stars, beneath the constant murmur of prayers braided together like threads in a tapestry. But now, the reverence felt thinner, as if something beneath it strained against its weight. The tremors had become more frequent, soft, almost polite, like a prisoner tapping gently against a wall, waiting. When Elira walked the marble corridors, conversation stopped, not abruptly, subtly, a pause too long, eyes lowered too quickly. Hands that once rested warmly on her shoulders now hovered in hesitation before touching her at all. The high priest had not summoned her in 2 days. That alone unsettled her. For 18 years, she had been instructed, prepared, corrected, shaped. Now, she was being avoided, and avoidance felt far more dangerous than instruction. There were places in the temple novices were not meant to enter. Elira had obeyed that rule her entire life. Until tonight. The lower archive corridor was colder than the rest of the structure. The candles here burned blue at their edges. The air tasted of dust and old parchment. She carried a single lantern, its glow trembling slightly in her hand. The tremor beneath the stone pulsed again. Closer, not violent, aware. "You should not be here." The voice did not echo through the hall. It moved through her. She did not startle this time. "Then why does it feel like I belong here?" she whispered back. No answer came, but the warmth beneath her ribs deepened. She found it by accident, a ledger bound in cracked leather. No title, no gold embossing like the others, hidden between volumes of ceremonial doctrine. Her fingers hesitated, then opened it. Names, dozens, all written in the same careful hand, each followed by a single date, and then nothing. No lineage, no burial, no record of departure, only silence after the date. She traced the most recent entry. It had been exactly 100 years ago. Her throat tightened. "Enough," Valor's voice murmured, but she kept reading. At the bottom of the final page, a word written faintly, almost scratched out. "Seal, renewed." Her hand trembled. "They told you I was salvation," Valor said quietly. "They never told you what I was." She swallowed. "A prison." "Yes." Footsteps echoed faintly above. She closed the ledger and slid it back into place. But something inside her had shifted. Faith had always felt like solid ground. Now, it felt like glass. And somewhere beneath it, pressure. When she returned to her chamber, the bells began to ring again. Not the full peal of celebration, just 3 low tones, a warning signal. She approached her mirror. Candles flickered around her reflection, but tonight, the delay was clearer. Her reflection blinked half a second after she did. Her heart pounded. "Valor," she breathed. The glass fractured, not shattering, splitting vertically, like the crack in his chamber. And suddenly, she stood there again. The fracture between them was wider now, the light no longer steady. It flickered like a failing star. Valor stood close enough now that she could see detail in his expression. Fine lines across his brow, a scar tracing his jaw. His eyes, not black, but a deep, storm-laden gray. "You went looking for proof," he said. "You knew. I hoped you were lying. I do not lie to you." There was no arrogance in it, only certainty. She stepped closer. The heat of the fracture brushed her skin like sun through glass. "Why me?" she whispered. He did not answer immediately. Instead, he lifted his hand again, hovering near the barrier. "You carry the mark," he said finally. The broken circle. She glanced at her wrist. The faint sigil pulsed softly. It is not a blessing, he continued. It is compatibility. With you, with the ruin. The chamber trembled. The word lingered. Ruin. You could break it, she said again. You could end this cycle. Velor's expression hardened. And become what they fear? The fracture flared violently. If I tear this open by force, he said slowly, the collapse will not discriminate. She understood. Temples would fall, homes would crumble, children would die. The kingdom would not survive him unbound. So you stay, she whispered. Yes. For them? His eyes darkened. For control. The honesty struck her harder than rage would have. I was forged into catastrophe, he said. They made me a weapon and chained the trigger. The tremor beneath the chamber grew stronger. For a moment, fear returned, not of him, of what he endured. The space between them felt smaller now, more fragile. She stepped closer than before, close enough that the light between them brushed her cheek. It burned, but she did not move back. If I refuse, she said carefully, they will kill me. Yes. And you will let them? Silence. The chamber trembled again. His jaw tightened. The light hissed against his shadowed fingers. No. It was barely audible, but it shook the fracture. You would break the seal for me. His gaze locked with hers. I would break the world for you. The words were not romantic. They were devastating. The fracture split slightly, a hairline crack spreading downward. For the first time, the seal had physically changed. The tremor surged violently, and Elira was ripped back into her body. She gasped, awake to shouting. Temple guards stormed the corridors. The high priest's voice carried through stone, tight with fear. Secure the lower vault. Secure. The word echoed in her mind. They felt it too. The crack, the weakening, and deep beneath the kingdom. Velor stood alone before the thinning barrier. For the first time in centuries, he smiled. Not in cruelty, in certainty. The seal was failing, and so was her faith.